Mom. It's been a really busy week, so let's jump right in. The sweater has been making good progress. That is 4 inches of progress this week alone, which included some dramatics midweek. I will insert that video here for past me to tell you. I screwed up. It's late. It was kind of a rough work day. Took a shower, hanging out on the couch, watching some YouTube videos, catching up, and I pick up my knitting. And I look at my beautiful sweater, which I've made pretty good progress on this week, like a full inch. Which I know, it doesn't seem like much, but it's kind of a lot of knitting. And I'm looking at the brioche neckline, or collar, and I'm looking and it's wrong. Hold on. Okay. So it's a repeating pattern. And you see how down here it curves until there's like one stripy bit? Okay, so you do that and then you just go solid for a little bit and you start it curving back the other direction. Now, it's important to recognize that because you're doing short rows to keep the brioche kind of in line with the straight stockinette, both sides of the brioche are at different points in the repeat on the same row. So just because I was done on one side I could be a row or half a row off on the other side. Short rows, man, they make your life interesting. So apparently I was feeling real good about myself and I wasn't paying close enough attention. And can you see what I did wrong? I needed to go another row over because I have 2 little stripies on the side here. Ma, it is literally 10 minutes later, and that went so well. I am incredibly glad I didn't rip out all of the knitting for a whole inch to fix my brioche. Side note, apparently I can fix brioche now. I'm very excited. Look at this! You can't even tell. So I ripped it down from about here and over. And I did one more increase here and one more decrease over here. And now I have only 1 extra stripe and it's all set. Yay! Otherwise, I'm getting close. I'm at 13 inches total from the underarm and the pattern recommends 15 inches for the full length sweater. So hopefully I'll be able to finish the body by midweek maybe, and then start working on the sleeves, which is good because we actually looked at the calendar and there are 5 weeks till Rhinebeck. Well, there was on Saturday. So 5 weeks from this Saturday. Yeah, it's not that much time. But hopefully everything will be done in time, blocked. It won't be like a few years back when I was tucking in ends in line to go into Rhinebeck. Because that totally happened. Sweater turned out great though. Good knitting progress. As for sewing, you have some new project bags. So I know you asked for 2 small ones, but then I found some really cool fabric that I had done some embroidery on 4 years ago that I was gonna turn into a bag for me, like a messenger bag, but I never got around to it and kind of just sat, and I don't really use messenger bags all that much. When I do, I have a solid black one that works great. So it kind of just sat. Well, then I turned it into a bag for you. So your 2 small ones are just super simple. It's got my tag on it. Hook so you can hook it to your bag and then just drawstring. So nice simple project bag. And then you also have one with sloths. Aren't they happy little sloths? But the embroidered one. It's so pretty. Check that out. Isn't it pretty? It makes me so happy. And because it's a pretty heavy canvas, and because I did true bottom of the bag, it sits up by itself perfectly. It stayed sitting on my desk for a couple hours and it was solid. So that'll be good for heavier or bigger projects. And that will also be coming to you. And I am kind of glad to have this beautiful bit of embroidery out of the stash because it was sad just leaving it there. It's so pretty. Yes. I have also sewn a skirt this week because it is fall and I'm ready for all the things cozy. So it is a black corduroy skirt that I adore. It fits great. I love it so very much. I can't show it to you because I'm currently wearing it. Sorry. The only thing is I did not realize the pockets are just like stitch-on pockets. Which has a name, but I didn't realize that because it's corduroy, it has, the light hits it slightly differently depending on if it's, which way it's going on the warp. And apparently I cut the pockets 180 degrees from where I cut the panel for the front of the skirt. So it looks like it's a totally different fabric. It's the same stuff, it's just the other direction. So even though the lines are perfectly aligned, it works thing of beauty. They look so wrong. So I'm gonna just take them off and cut new ones going the right direction around and repaste them on. That'll be good. Also buttons. You would think with the massive button stash, I'd have the perfect button for every occasion. I do not. I think it needs like some funky sort of silver buttons, maybe kind of rough, tumbled, textury. Not sure. But I don't have any ones that are really like that. I have a couple, but I have like 2. I need 6. So I don't know what I'm doing without. The skirt looks great without them, so I'm just kind of letting it be for now. When the time is right, the buttons will appear. Or I will make them. That was the other thought, is I could do the threaded buttons like we saw at Colonial Williamsburg. Sorry, it's windy. Doors are slamming. I could do the buttons like the this also has a name that I can't think of right now. Sorry, it's been a long day. But those thread covered buttons that are beautiful, and I've never known how to do them, and I think I would be interested in it, and there's no time like the present to learn. So maybe I'll do that. Again, we'll see. For now, I'm just going to keep wearing the skirt because it fits great and it's really comfy, and it, because of the corduroy is fairly heavy, it has a fantastic shape to it. It looks almost like you're wearing a petticoat with it, but you're not, which I love. So, fantastic skirt. As for the non-fibrous making this week, it occurred to me that I should show you what cards I've been working on. So, hold on. For everyone else who's not mom, hi guys. I make cards to send out. One of the groups I'm part of has a list of people for birthday cards or holiday cards, and it is primarily for queer people who might not have a strong family connection or who are otherwise feeling isolated. So it's a really nice way for the community to just be like, hi, happy birthday, or you know, somebody's thinking of you this holiday season. And there's more to it, but I like to send cards because I have a great deal of fun making them, and it's nice to be able to send them, and especially right now, support the United States Post Office. So buy your stamps, mail your cards, it's good. But anyway, pretty cards. So these are some of my favorite ones I've made recently, and you can kind of see the gold there. And then I like this one a lot, sort of celestial. And then this one. And I also have, I'm looking at it now, it's not as big as it usually is, but I have a stack of already made and addressed cards that are ready to go out. I keep the stack on my desk and I make like a month's worth at a time. I build up the cards as I make them, and then I'll just like write an address and stamp a month's worth. And I put the date of their birthday on the corner so I can keep them rotating into the mail for people's birthdays. And I don't have to worry about, oh shoot, you know, so-and-so's birthday is this week and I don't have anything for them. It's all done, it's ready. However, I used to be really good at like having the exact, okay, it takes 3 days for a card to, you know, get pretty much everywhere in the United States. So I would be able to hit the nail on the head for everyone's birthday. If I get it in the post, you know, on Monday, it'll be there for their birthday. But with the slowdowns, things are taking much longer, which means I'm giving them more like 7 to 14 days. And they seem to be getting there on time. But I'm kind of sad because my great-grandmother, Gigi, was perfect at the card game. Every card, Valentine's Day, birthdays, anything, would arrive on that day. Or, you know, the day before if there's no postal service. I haven't quite reached that level of peak card sending, but it's a goal. Hopefully our postal service will be sorted soon. And by soon, I mean like sometime. And I can again attain that level of peak postal service. So that's the cards. And then the other thing is the Great American Bake-A-Log, which is coming soon, like when the weather cools down steadily, so that we don't mind baking regularly. Myself and a couple of friends, who are also crafters and knitters, and this was born at knitting, we started talking about it, we all really like the Great British Baking Show. And a couple of us are working to expand our baking skills. So the rabble-rousers that we are, we came up with the Great American Bake-A-Long. So I had so much fun with it. It's a little ridiculous. I put together an Excel for our 10 weeks of baking, of each week's theme and what recipe we're gonna do. And then, you know, like links because data nerd. And I'm psyched for it. I will put it right here. For anyone who wants to know what we're doing. The final, some of them are like within reach or something I've done before. All of them have a twist, but the finale is a baked Alaska, which has multiple components that I've never attempted. So, Mom, I know you asked this. A baked Alaska, traditionally, is some form of tart or cake shell with sometimes a filling, it depends on the recipe, then ice cream, and then you have meringue on the outside that you torch because it's meringue. But the trick is it's all about kind of the speed and the efficiency and making sure your ingredients are at the right temperature, because if your ice cream isn't frozen enough, if you don't move fast enough, your ice cream will melt while you're torching your meringue, and then when you slice into it, your ice cream will just go, which is not good. So that's gonna be a challenge. And originally I kind of thought, oh yeah, you know, I don't have an ice cream maker, so I'm just gonna, you know, I'll just buy my ice cream. And then I was like asking around, and like 4 different friends have ice cream makers. So apparently I'm going to borrow an ice cream maker and then make my own ice cream to make a baked Alaska with. It's gonna be awesome. The other quandary I ran into is I adore baking and I adore eating the baking, but I don't want to have that many baked goods in my house because I will eat them, which is not good for me. And it used to be when I was in my office, I would just bring them into the office and the engineers would just devour them. They're fantastic at it. But I'm not going into my office, so I cannot pawn off all the baking on the engineers. But I have a solution. For my roommate has an internship with other college students, and college students always like food. So I'm just pawning them off on her. She'll bring them into her internship, and I'll get feedback, which is another nice bonus. So yeah, that is what's up with me right now. Okay, love you, bye.